Why we may not see a Wuthering Waves beta anytime soon. That was the title of my previous video, which I posted on February the 9th. And in that video, I said this.
It feels like we're in the dark ages of Wuthering Waves news right now because it's been eternity since we actually got any form of information right after the devlogs ended.
Oh, what a fool I was. I find it very funny that literally right after I posted that video, the next day, Kuro Games just randomly decides to drop an update on the website and on their socials. Literally the day after I drop the video. I find that very, very funny. Now, if you weren't living under a rock and you're a fan of Wuthering Waves, you'd know that Wuthering Waves had settled into an update schedule of every Friday dropping some little bits of information on the characters that are in the game. Now, these characters are most likely going to be the characters we're going to get in an upcoming beta, and all of the updates that we've gotten so far are just related to the characters. We haven't gotten anything about the story or anything like that, but they are still updates. And in this video, I'm going to sum up every single update that we've gotten in the month of February. So let's go. On February the 10th, right after my video, two things happened. The Wuthering Waves website got a new page known as the Resonator page, and also we got some information on the poster girl, or rather the mascot character of the game, YangYang. That is the official name for her, YangYang. So yin and yang, YangYang. So you just say that twice. I feel like I'm mispronouncing that. If I am, please forgive me. If you don't know what resonators are basically the characters that you play in the game. And why they are called resonators is because they are able to resonate with Wutherons. What are Wutherons? We don't have clear information on what Wutherons are yet. The only information we have on what Wutherons are is that they are basically either a substance or a particle that was found after the lament. The lament is the calamity that happened to the world, which is why the world of Wuthering Waves is so dark and moody. So basically, this Wutheron is what our characters are able to use to have the special powers that they have. That's the simple explanation. So we have YangYang, and there are two things that occurred. One is that it seems like they changed the color palette for YangYang because her color palette now seems a lot more vibrant. Now, in the devlogs, if you remember when they talked about the graphics of the world, they talked about how they've made some improvements to the overall color of the world, and we saw it for ourselves. The world looks a lot more vibrant and less dull and moody. And I think that is the same case for YangYang here, because I feel like her colors pop just a little bit more. But aside from that, another thing I noticed on her, along with the vibrant colors, is the scars, or rather the marks that were on her. Now, if you saw the opening CG trailer, you would have seen this mark on her chest. It's also on her forehead, but if you look here in this image, it is not present. Well, at least you can't see it immediately because it has changed colors. Now, I thought this was a change, but then Zane pointed it out to me on Twitter that these scars seem to be able to change their color. So I think they can get illuminated and then they can go off. So basically like an off and on switch. Not really sure how it works, but it's probably going to be a feature that's implemented in the main game. So we'll wait to see how that works. But I want to see it in a way that it sort of works the same way as it works in Genshin Impact, where if a character's burst is ready, then their vision starts to glow. But if their burst isn't ready, then it doesn't glow. So basically in Wuthering Waves, I'm thinking of it being sort of like if the character's ultimate ability isn't ready yet, then the scar remains black, but when it is ready, it then switches to, well, this color here, or maybe when you're using the ultimate ability, it turns to this. And also, while we talk about the scars, there was a little bit of drama that happened with YangYang and the art that they posted for her. So basically, a lot of fans were pointing out that she got Booba nerfed. Now, to be honest, I was very, very surprised by this because I did not notice until I saw a bunch of comments on both Twitter and Reddit talking about how her breasts got smaller. I mean, it's a small detail, but why are you guys actually noticing such a thing? But here's the thing. It does look like as though they nerfed her in that regard. My thoughts on it, I will say I don't care, because personally, she's not the character I'm interested in seeing how she looks or how she plays. The character I'm interested in seeing is Shanhua. And if they say they're going to turn YangYang into a washboard, I don't really care. But because I want to be a content creator for this game, I have to represent the fans. And I did make a comment on Reddit saying that it does look like as though they got sizably reduced. The general consensus that everyone came to is that maybe it's because of the angle that the image was drawn in. And that's what everyone is settling on now. Now, bear in mind that everything I've said about these characters based off these pictures are theories, because in the bottom left of the image, you see that they say that these images are only for illustration purposes, and the final product may differ from what we have here. But aside from the little redesign that YangYang got, we also got an update on the kind of abilities that she uses. As you can see on screen, her ability is called Breath of the Wind. Now, in case you did not somehow see the technical test, YangYang has always been a character that is able to control the wind. So because YangYang is able to control the wind, it makes sense that her abilities work in this way. But with this text that we have here, it seems like YangYang is able to detect danger and also detect people's moods based off of information that she gets from vibrations in the wind. Now, this will tie in very, very heavily with how the game works, because Wuthering Waves is a game that is heavily going to be centered around sound. Now, to see these updates for yourself, you can go to the official Twitter pages of Wuthering Waves and you'll see these updates for yourself. You can also go to the website, which you're seeing on screen right now, and you will get a little bit more information on the characters that we have. This redesign took the entire Wuthering Waves fandom by storm. Like, literally, how do you go from this to this? This was absolutely unexpected. Like, no one saw this coming. Now, to be honest, when I myself saw it, I didn't even take notice of it because I saw it on the website first, and my brain was like, oh, Chixia, that's a new character. That's not one I know. Then I now start to see the comparison images and I'm like, wait, what? How is that even possible? Like, they literally did a full 360 and they made her better than she already was. Absolutely love this redesign. I love the fact that they actually listened to sort of a complaint that someone had on Reddit. I remember seeing this on Reddit. It was about the fact that a lot of the characters in Wuthering Waves have a color palette that is closer to either black or white. So basically a monotone color palette. And they sort of just listened to that comment, I think, and then they now started to make some improvements on that, because Chixia here has a color palette that reminds me a lot about Spider-Man. Now, the first time you see her, you actually think that her color palette is just majorly red. But a few hawk-eyed people would notice that she has some accents of blue on her. And when I look at the combination of blue and red, it just makes me remember Spider-Man a lot. I mean, I've made this reference before in one of my videos when I was talking about the grappling hook, but I think that's deliberate. I also find it quite funny that everyone noticed YangYang's boobs, but they didn't notice Chixia's boobs. Chixia's ability reads, Set Ablaze. When Chixia charges her ability, her star will generate heat flow. She channels this heat flow into both of her pistols, and then she unleashes an endless storm of fiery fire. Now, if you're wondering what this star is, it's basically those marks that I was talking about earlier in the video, the black ones. And Merlot, in one of my tweets, pointed out to me that they're called star marks. Currently, right now, we do not know what they do. And Trinity Paradox also pointed out to me that these marks are not just stars, but rather they show the waveform of sound waves, something like that. Because the game is based around sound, this doesn't surprise me. So basically, it seems like anyone who has the star is a resonator, and then they are able to use Wutherons to generate some kind of ability. It seems to vary between person to person. Now, maybe if the mark you get is different, you get a different kind of ability. I do not know. But before I continue on with the other updates, I wanted to point out a little problem that I think the game is going to have. Now, I remember late last year making a video about people complaining about the game having only one skill and one burst. And when you come over to these character descriptions that we get for the characters, what we are seeing is just ability. We're not seeing abilities. So it's singular and not plural. So that may be a bad flag. That may be a problem. Maybe this ability is just the ultimate ability. We don't know. But from what we're seeing right now, don't expect to see multiple abilities in the game. We don't know what is going on. I'm just basing it off of what is written here. Now, all the updates that have been given to every character except Chixia are, in my opinion, very, very small updates. The last update of February 2023 is Bailian. Now, Bailian is a summoner type character who summons a symbiotic remnant known as Yutan. And according to the information we have, Yutan is able to heal and even resurrect life. Now, we don't know how important this is going to be in the game. I can tell that she's going to be a healer, but then I'm interested in knowing how she's going to be doing resurrection of life. Is it something where, like C6 Barbara, you can resurrect a character when they die, maybe once in a while or something like that? I do not know. But aside from just an update on her abilities, we don't really have much on Bailian. Bailian really did not get much of a redesign. A lot of people said that her face got redesigned and her hair got changed. It got changed from black to a slight shade of green. That is basically everything. My thoughts on Bailian are, well, not much different from what I said with YangYang. It's, I don't care. I want to see Shanhua. But for those degenerates among all of you who like the mommy characters, this is probably going to be the character for you. But I mean, there you go. Now, the last thing I'll talk about are just the elements of the characters. Right now, we know that Shanhua is a wind character. We know that Chixia is a fire character. Bailian is confirmed to be an ice character. Now, we do not have official names for what these elements are. If fire is going to be called fire, we don't know. But we're waiting for more updates. With all of these little updates that have been coming, the rumors about us getting a beta by April are starting to seem more likely. I'm not saying that they're going to happen, but I say they are more likely to happen now. So be on your toes and wait to see if you get an update. If you haven't already pre-registered on the website, then make sure to follow the official link down in the description. Go to the website, sign up with your email so that when the time for the beta comes, you'll get a mail straight from Kuro Games themselves. If you're too lazy to do that, then just follow me on Twitter and I will keep you updated there. But that's basically everything. If you haven't subscribed already, then make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on updates for Wuthering Waves, and also you don't miss out on the videos, the challenge videos, and maybe the guides I'll make for Wuthering Waves and Arknight's Enfield whenever we start to get content on that. But that's basically everything from Wuthering Waves for February 2023. Except they decide to drop something after I'm done editing this video. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.